Hello and welcome to the February 2017 Refer to Pharmacy presentation. This is just to give you an idea of what Refer to Pharmacy is, what it's about, how it works, and the benefits that have been seen by using it. Now, it's worth giving a little bit of history here. I was involved with some work with the World Pharmaceutical Society back in 2011-2012 to improve transfer of care, and at the time the New Medicine Service and the target MURs were commissioned, and we were looking at ways we could improve information transfer to the GPs, but it made sense to try to get transfer to community pharmacies of the very same information, because all of a sudden there was a really strong reason to use to share that information so that the community pharmacist could use that information. So why refer to a community pharmacist? Well, first of all, the New Medicine Service, it's been out getting on for 5 or 6 years now, and a study has shown that there's a 10% improvement in medicines adherence. So more people taking the medicines properly, getting the best from the medicines, and then staying healthy at home. In NHS Wales, they have a thing called the Discharge Medication Review Scheme, the DMR, which is very similar to the targeted MURs of NHS England, such as the post-discharge MUR. And they've found there's been a threefold return on investment. So for every £1 million spent on administering the scheme, they've saved 3 million. And that's come through better medicines utilisation, less waste, fewer attendance to ED, and reduced readmissions to hospital. And when we were designing Refer to Pharmacy in the first place, we were aiming really just at NMS and MURs, but it occurred to us that it would be really useful to be able to share information about care home residents who'd had changes to the medicines, or blister pack users, or anyone else really, where if there was a strong reason to tell the community pharmacist that of changes to the medicines that would benefit the patient and the community pharmacist when the patient goes home. Now, we tried a number of options to begin with, initially just signposting the patient to their community pharmacist and giving them a leaflet, and several sites around the country tried the same approach, but it failed miserably. People singularly failed to attend their community pharmacist for an NMS or an MUR. So it occurred to me that really we wanted an electronic solution that took the patient out of the loop of trying to get the information to where it needed to go, but have them complicit wherever possible, so they understood why we were doing this. And that's why Refer to Pharmacy was envisaged, which is a fully integrated system. It talks to all the different electronic systems within the trust, so that it's very quick to use. So that's the first advantage. It's very fast. You can make referral in a few seconds. A full copy of the electronic discharge letter is also attached. The community pharmacy gets exactly the same information as the patient's GP at exactly the same time. It's not edited at all, and they get diagnostic information as well as stuff about the medicines. It's secure. We've got to be able to send this information over the internet, and it's encrypted and uses the N3 network, so it's very, very secure, equivalent to like an internet bank. It's also auditable. We want to know from which wards and by whom referrals have been made, and also what's happened at the other end. Have they been acknowledged? Was the MURs or services completed? Or if they weren't, what was the reason for that? It facilitates two-way communication with the hospital and the community pharmacist, with full contact details of the referrer being appearing in the referral. And it's adaptable. It's not designed just to work in East Lancashire. It's designed to work anywhere. One of the things that I picked up with the Royal Pharmaceutical Society work on transfer of care was that spread of innovation in the NHS is very, very poor, and I did not want a Refer to Pharmacy to suffer from that. So how does it work? On the wards, as the pharmacists, the technicians and the pre-reg pharmacists go about doing their normal daily business, they will naturally identify people who are eligible for referral to the community pharmacist. And we've got 3 types of referral. There's the consultation referral, which is the New Medicine Service or the Medicines Use Review, where the patient is actually going to meet the community pharmacist in the pharmacy for a structured consultation. There's the information referrals, which is MDS, that's monitored dosage system, blister pack patients, care home residents, or anyone else where there's a really good utility to share the information with the community pharmacist. And finally, For patients who may be housebound, who can't actually reach the community pharmacist, we can make a home visit referral to our domiciliary medicine support team. For the patients who we are going to be referring for a consultation referral, we show them a film on their bedside TV. Now, the film will follow shortly, and you can access it and other films as well from the website shown. And this has been designed to very quickly and consistently give a very positive message about what referral to community pharmacy means, why we're doing it, what poor medicines adherence means in lay speak, and what benefits they're likely to expect. And if you watch the film, you'll understand all that. If you want to skip it, just fast forward about 6 minutes on from this point in time.
"50% of people don't take their medicines as intended. This can lead to poor quality of life, unnecessary illness, and admission to hospital. In many cases, these effects can be avoided just by taking medicines correctly. This is why new NHS services have been introduced into community pharmacies to help people get the best from their medicines and to stay healthy at home.
Please can I have a word with the pharmacist?
If you've started new medication for a long-term condition, you may be eligible for the new medicine service with your pharmacist. If changes have been made to your medicines in hospital, your pharmacist can help you understand these with a discharge medication review.
Good morning, Mrs. Matthews.
Good morning.
East Lancashire hospitals are the first to introduce Refer to Pharmacy, which allows hospital pharmacists and technicians to refer people directly to their community pharmacist for a new medicine service or a discharge medication review. The hospital pharmacist gains your consent before making a referral. Using mobile technology, all the information your community pharmacist will need is quickly and easily captured at your bedside. When Refer to Pharmacy is informed that you've been discharged from hospital, your discharge letter and referral are sent securely to your community pharmacist. If you wish, Refer to Pharmacy can send you a reminder of your referral by text or email shortly after you leave hospital. Your pharmacist will contact you a few days after you've left hospital to arrange a convenient time to meet to discuss your medication needs.
When I was about to leave hospital, I spoke to the pharmacist and they were helpful too. And they told me about this new scheme, which I think is amazing, because you can actually go along to the pharmacist and you can find out things that you maybe wouldn't have the time to do with the doctor. You can find out why you're taking it and what ill effects it might have. So I'm delighted.
When I'd been in hospital, I was told I'd got COPD. And the pharmacist explained the condition to me. She showed me how to use the inhaler that they'd given me, and she's also helping me give up smoking. She's given me an inhalator, and for the last 7 days I haven't smoked. I'm really pleased.
I was on a long flight home from a family holiday in America and I got a blood clot in my leg. I was put on warfarin for a few months, and my hospital pharmacist ran through the do's and don'ts of what to do, and he even gave me a little yellow book. They also referred me to my local pharmacist, something I'm really glad about, because there was so much going on, it didn't really all sink in. And with my local pharmacist, we managed to run through in great detail about what to do, what medication to take. And because I met her several times, it also gave me the opportunity to ask questions and get really reassuring and correct answers.
Oscar was rushed to hospital when he was struggling to breathe, and he was diagnosed with asthma at hospital. We were told about the new medicine service at the hospital, and when we were home we met with the pharmacist who explained everything to us, showed us how to use an inhaler. It was really great, can't recommend the service enough.
The pharmacist helped me use my spacer.
I went into hospital, my blood sugars were all over the place. So they changed a couple of my tablets and told me about a new medicine service that my pharmacist does. So I went along and Sue, my pharmacist, went through all my tablets with me, And well, I'd only been taking one at the wrong time for years. I can't thank her enough. She also told me about a diabetic support group, local, which I now go to.
मैं अस्पताल में दाखिल हुआ तो डॉक्टर ने मेरा ब्लड प्रेशर कम करने के लिए कुछ नई दवाएं शुरू की। अस्पताल के फार्मासिस्ट ने मुझे पूरी तफसील से बताया कि उन्होंने एक नई मेडिसिन सर्विस शुरू की है जो कि मेरे लिए काफ़ी मददगार साबित हो सकती है। और फिर मेरे कम्युनिटी फार्मासिस्ट ने मुझे पूरी तफसील के साथ बताया कि ये ब्लड प्रेशर कम करने के लिए दवाइयाँ मेरी सेहत के लिए कितना ज़रूरी है।
I went to the doctors just for a checkup and found out I had high blood pressure. And we had a talk about it in the chemist itself. When she told me about the tablets and what they did and which one were which, I had a good idea which they were like, but I didn't know what they did. And she explained this to me, so it was very good of her.
They changed some of the tablets, so it did feel safer knowing that my pharmacy was in touch with the hospital pharmacy. Sometimes I used to forget to take my medication, I'm a little bit forgetful.
As a GP, I'm very supportive of the new community pharmacy schemes, in particular the new medicine service. I look after a lot of patients with long-term conditions and they often are taking a large number of medications. I know that if they understand those medications and the reasons for taking them, then we can help them to stay healthy at home.
With the aid of Refer to Pharmacy, the hospital pharmacy team can make sure you always see your community pharmacist at the right time, when you need them most. They will help you get the best from your medicines and help you stay healthy at home.
You've seen the film, you know what patients see, and hopefully you can see that it acts as a big advert for community pharmacy services. What I'm going to show you now is what the system looks like at both the hospital and the community pharmacy ends. I'm going to demonstrate the new hospital admission notification and also the new outcomes capture in community pharmacy of the Refer to Pharmacy system. So I've got a patient all lined up. We'll just get their consent and make a referral. We're going to make an information referral and they are a feeding tube patient. Let's find a pharmacy and we'll use Alistair's pharmacy, which is my test pharmacy. And the system asks me, do I want to send a hospital admission notification? In this case, yes I do. That's it, I don't need to do any more. I can view the referral and you can see this, it's not actually got any comments on it yet, but if I migrate that notification over to the community pharmacy and refresh the information, I can see this patient's been admitted. This would happen automatically in the real world. The test server, I need to do this manually. Let's view this. See a little bit more about the patient. Let's say many thanks for the referral, and I'll acknowledge that. I go back into the hospital, just migrate that back. If I now view the patient, I can see that the little comment has come back. Thank you very much. The referral sits there until the patient has been discharged, which could be sometime in the future. I'll just do this manually. Again, this would happen automatically in the real world. And go back into my community pharmacy and refresh the screen. And there they are, showing discharged now. When the pharmacy views it now, again they have the opportunity to accept, reject. The hospital will deal with any rejected referrals. Let's accept this one. Moves from pending to active, and then I can view the patient's discharge letter by clicking on this link here. There it is in all its glory. Diagnosis, procedures, what started, stopped and changed, and there's the medicines list. Once the pharmacy has done whatever it's going to do, we want to find out what happened next. So we ask for an outcome to be captured. Let's say they did an MUR on this particular one. They can leave little notes if they want. And then they say whether there was any unintentional problems with this prescription. Yes, there were. No, there weren't. There was an intentional change, or there were no changes on this particular referral. They can leave little notes to clarify that. And then there's an option to show whether it saved them or cost them time, or if it was neutral. Let's say it saved them 10 minutes. And similarly, how many items were saved or wasted. We want to be equitable in this, so let's say there was 5 items saved because they weren't dispensed. Let's update that. That's it, all done and dusted. The referrals archived to their completed referrals, and both the hospital and the LPC can view globally the outcomes that have been captured. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Pharmacy done at East Lancashire Hospital since it went live. You can see the graph here which shows how things have improved since the beginning of 2016. There was a big leap in referral numbers over this period of time between July and August. What happened there was we got a tool which allowed me to audit which wards and from which individuals referrals were being made, and it provided the opportunity to give praise and also to give encouragement to those who weren't using the system. And the numbers actually leapt up and broke the 1,000 barrier in October and November. There's been a drop-off in December and January, and the reason for that is twofold. Partly was us clarifying, based on feedback from the community pharmacists, what an information referral means, and we've changed the way that those are actually made, and you'll have seen that in the film. So slightly fewer of those were made, but the reason was basically the system's a prototype, and we were tinkering with it to try to make some improvements to it which didn't actually work, and it actually inhibited the number of referrals we could make during this period. That's been fixed, and as of the end of February we expect to exceed the 1,000 barrier again. Time will tell, but we'll keep you informed. This next slide shows the numbers of referrals made between the 29th of October 2015, when the system went live, and the 31st of January 2017. So we made over 7,000 referrals. Best week and best day were all on week commencing 3rd of October. The makeup of the different referrals is surprising. We thought that we'd see a lot of MUR and NMS referrals, and the most common actually is the blister pack patient, and that just reflects the nature of patients and how they actually use the medicines. We did a deeper dive into the information that was coming out of outcomes in September. We were originally asking community pharmacists to report on the likelihood of a readmission to hospital based on a subjective opinion, and we realised that we didn't need that. We have objective measures because we know which patients are being readmitted from the hospital data. It's a bit complicated though, so we've actually passed the data from the hospital referrals and admissions and readmissions, and also the referrals database from Refer to Pharmacy to the School of Pharmacy at Manchester University to interpret, because we found quite some interesting facts out. For example, the average age of a referred patient is 78, compared to the average age of everyone discharging, 49. Average length of stay for a referred patient, 9 days. Average length of stay for everyone, 4 days. So it turns out we're referring the oldest, poorest, most vulnerable patients for help with the medicines. And unsurprisingly, they have a slightly higher prevalence of readmission, and it's trying to understand that and what it actually means. That's why we've asked for the help. Community pharmacists also told us it had saved them time and it had reduced medicines waste. Now, we didn't ask them at the time to quantify that, but as you can see from the early demonstration, the system now does prompt that, so we will be able to report on that in deeper detail. We did get an early signal that readmissions were possibly being affected. We looked at the first 7 months of 2016 and compared them to the same period in 2015, and there was a 0.8% drop-off in patients being readmitted with the same diagnosis at 28 days from medical wards. We were a bit we picked the most likely people who would be affected, and this is a signal that things are heading in the right directions, and it also matches the evidence from the DMR scheme in Wales. Now, 60 patients maybe doesn't sound very much, but Lord Carter, in his report on unwarranted variance of care in the NHS, has shown that it costs around about £3,500 to house a patient for the average hospital stay. So it adds up to a lot of people, and when you annualise that, it's an even bigger figure. And if you consider that the months that we were talking about are the early months of 2016, when referral numbers were not that high, we expect the final figure to be a lot higher than that. What else? It's won a few awards. It won a Patient Safety Award in 2016, a Royal Pharmaceutical Society Award in September of the same year, and in November of that year a Building Better Healthcare Award. And just this month, February 2017, we won an innovation award from the North West Coast Innovation Agency, and this just really goes to show that people outside of pharmacy are getting the value that the Refer to Pharmacy brings, and the value that hospital and community pharmacists working together actually bring to health economies and to patients. Ultimately, it's all about what community pharmacists do with that information, and we want them to do really good stuff to help our patients get the best from the medicines and stay healthy at home. So the CPPE, the College for Postgraduate Pharmacy Education, has produced an online training package and also a bespoke package for our trust, which can be shared with others to help launch a referral system which shows them a little bit about what we're doing, how a discharge summary is structured, and it gives them an opportunity to hone their consultation skills. Manchester University are doing a service evaluation in addition to the extra work in relation to readmissions, and the Royal Pharmaceutical Society have supported the whole prospect with this toolkit which came out a couple of years ago, which helps health economies to introduce referral systems. I was also involved in producing the Clinical Pharmacy Pocket Companion book, and the second edition was being published just as Refer to Pharmacy was going live, and we knew that we really wanted to give lots of medicines optimization tips to both hospital and community pharmacists so it would support the whole process. And that's been put together by over 40 experts across the country in pharmacy to help pharmacists deliver good care. You can follow Refer to Pharmacy on Facebook, on Twitter, and there's even a mobile app which you can put onto your mobile phone and get the latest news and information and screened videos and reports and everything really. Thank you for watching.